Oh, by the way, I talked to Delgado down in operations.
He didn't get the fabric.
Well, not for immediate shipping.
That's not surprising.
What do you need it so soon for?
More of Garrison's work?
Are we talking about that order he took from Australia?
That's a nightmare. He made promises to that one we're gonna have one hell of a time living up to.
What should I do?
I'll handle it.
Surprised you're not a little more upset about it.
Oh, I'm upset. I'd like to exterminate the rat.
It doesn't show.
Well, thanks to Logan.
Logan?
You wouldn't believe what just happened in this office. Well, not that.
What then?
Brooke comes in and says she has a surprise for me and tells me to lay down on the floor.
Sounds pretty good so far.
Oh, yeah, and I had to take off all my clothes first, strip down to a towel.
And better by the moment.
Then she says, close your eyes. A moment later, I hear this Oriental music. I couldn't imagine what the hell was going on, right?
What was? What?
Well, next thing I feel is this massaging my feet.
Brooke?
No, not Brooke. After a few moments, I feel this weird thing on my back. These little feet with tiny little toes. But I'll tell you, what toes?
Well, don't stop there. What? What?
Turns out she hired a couple of geisha girls. I mean, they were something else.
And Brooke's sitting watching the whole thing?
The whole time. I'll tell you, Logan sure comes up with some off-the-wall ideas.
You loved it. Why don't you just admit it?
Never a dull moment, that's for sure.
Rich, lock her up. Don't leave her hanging around forever. Why don't you get a ring and surprise her at Christmas time? You scoundrel, that's exactly what you have in mind. Did you buy it yet? How big's the rock?
Don't you have some work or something you should be doing?
Oh, come on. You're not going to hold out on your little brother, are you?
Thorne, you're way off base.
All right. Just tell me when you're going to spring it on her. Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
First you come down, then you go up.
I forgot something.
Naturally. There, isn't that better? You live here too, you know.
This is your home, Stephanie. I haven't forgotten that.
I didn't think you ever realized it.
You have no reason to say that.
Oh, I think I do, right from the very start. You moved in here without so much as a word to me, right up to the other evening. Angela's birthday dinner. You spirited Ridge away. You know, we're a family that was going to have a dinner party. A family that likes to do those sort of things together.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize there was a family dinner after that.
Nonsense. And what about tonight?
Tonight?
Is it another family dinner that you're planning on taking Ridge away from?
I didn't know you had anything special planned.
Well, I think it would be safe to say that in my home, every dinner is special. Because it's when the family gets together and gets a chance to talk and share ideas and thoughts and be a family. You're interfering with that. I don't like it. I want it to stop.
I don't have much to say today.
That's interesting.
What is?
Well, I find that when a client starts a session by saying that, it's usually very significant.
Of what?
That he or she does, in fact, have something to say. And oftentimes, it's very important.
Well, I can't think of anything.
Oh, I think you can, Caroline. And I can assure you that whatever it is, it's as critical as anything we've discussed up to this point. Today, we're going to find out what that is.
the bold and the beautiful. This portion is sponsored by Nabisco Shredded Wheat and Bran, the high-fiber cereal with no added sugar or salt.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
Caroline, are you ready to stop your therapy?
Stop it, no.
Why not?
I still have a lot to work out.
You're certain of that?
Yes, I am. I'm quite certain.
It's interesting because a moment ago you stood there and you said you didn't have much to talk about. You're an intelligent woman. Why do you think you said that? I think you're afraid of something. Something inside that desperately wants to come out. Possibly a secret, maybe your deepest and darkest.
I'm sorry, but I think that you're wrong this time. My darkest secret is that I'm in love with my husband's brother, and I've already admitted that.
Now, there's something you haven't told me. There's something that you have been reluctant to admit. This love, has it ever manifested itself?
Manifested itself?
And what I'm saying is, have you ever made love to Ridge while being married to Thorne?
No. There was an incident.
Don't tell me about it.
I don't think it's that significant.
Are you afraid to tell me about it?
Of course not. One night, several months ago, Ridge and Brooke and Thorne and I were celebrating, and we were having a little cookout at home, but we never really actually got around to eating. Well, to make a long story short, I had too much to drink. So Thorne had to take me up to bed. He went downstairs to get something to eat, and by the time he crawled back into bed next to me, I was pretty out of it. But we started kissing, and the moment got very intense, and we made love. It was the most incredible, warm, passionate lovemaking that I'd ever experienced. Anyway, the next morning I found out that it was Ridge that I had made love to. While Thorne was downstairs, Ridge snuck into bed with me. He was going to play a joke. He thought that I would wake up and get mad and kick him out. But I got romantic with him, and things got out of hand.
But you thought he was your husband.
Yes, of course.
A husband that you had not had a sexual relationship with in weeks. Actually, many weeks.
Well, at that time, that wasn't quite true.
No, wait. Whether it was true or not, suddenly you found yourself experiencing what you just said was the warmest, most beautiful sexual experience that you'd ever had.
Well, it might have been the champagne.
It's possible.
Do you think there's another possibility?
Yes, I do.
Well, what is that?
I want you to say it, Caroline. Caroline, this is the secret that you are afraid to admit. That you are hiding from me and from the world, but mainly from yourself. Now, come on, Caroline, verbalize it. You're strong enough to deal with it.
You're getting yourself all hot and bothered over nothing.
Christmas Eve, right? The private dining room?
I said nothing about an engagement ring.
Come on, Ridge, I'm not gonna tell the whole world.
Because there's nothing to tell.
Ridge, I have seen you two together. This lady is under your skin.
That doesn't mean I'm ready for the altar.
All right, but I'm warning you, pal. Brooke is a keeper. She's got beauty, she's got brains, moxie, guts, everything you always told me that you wanted in a lady. The only problem is, a lady with those kind of qualities is not gonna sit around forever. She's no bimbo. If you don't act, and act now, you're gonna lose her. I guarantee you.
I don't intend to interfere with your family, Stephanie.
Well, that's precisely what you're doing.
I planned this dinner for Ridge a couple of days ago.
You could have told me. I generally know when we're going to be all dining together.
Okay. Well, then maybe I can put it off until tomorrow night.
And we're going to be dining again tomorrow night.
I see. Well, then maybe the next night.
It's the holiday season. It's a time for families. So we're going to be having all of our meals together.
So what you're telling me, Stephanie, is that you would prefer that I never had dinner with Ridge?
I wouldn't go quite that far.
Well, with all due respect, I suggest you get used to it, because this is the first of many dinners we're going to have together. You see, I'm courting your son. And, you know what? He loves every minute of it.
Do you think that possibly I knew it was Ridge that I was making love to and not Thorne?
What do you think?
I think that the whole thing felt like a dream.
But it wasn't.
No, it certainly wasn't.
Then you found out that it was in fact Ridge.
Yes,
When did you learn that?
the next day.
How?
Ridge admitted to it.
He just came and told you?
No. In the morning, I started having some vague suspicions. And when I alluded to Thorne about our having made love the night before, he laughed and said that I must have been really out of it because we hadn't made love. So I phoned Ridge and arranged to meet him. And that's when it all came out.
Did you really need Ridge to tell you, Caroline?
Well, I guess that's really the issue. Whether or not I knew I was making love to Ridge.
Okay, look, let's say for argument's sake that you did, in fact, know it was Ridge who was in bed with you that night. All right, you knew it. You took advantage of the moment and you made love with him. Now, if that were the case, how would you feel now?
Guilty. Because it means that I deliberately was unfaithful to my husband.
Okay, now let's play it the other way. Pretend that you truly believed it was Thorne. Now, how do you feel?
I still feel guilty because I responded to Ridge like I never have responded to Thorne.
Look, don't you see the trap that you're in? You are condemning yourself, regardless of what you knew or you didn't know. Now, that has got to stop. Caroline, these are your feelings. They are all that you have. You've got to acknowledge them. When a person refuses to accept their feelings, they are rejecting what is most human and unique. And when a person starts to do that, well, they just start dying little by little every single day of their life. Now, is that what you want? Or do you have the strength to embrace your feelings and let them lead you? Now, I think you do. I really think you do.
Thank you.
Logan.
Hi again.
Hi. Let me guess. You have 3 Greek belly dancers out in the hall just waiting to come in and dance their way in.
No. No, this is much better. Let's start with dinner.
Oh, that's a little mundane for you, isn't it?
Thanks.
All right, all right. Where? The private dining room at the club?
That's your place. This is my treat.
Ooh, some trendy new spot down in Venice Beach.
No.
All right, a swank new dining room at one of the hotels.
We've done all that. It's time for something new. Something like nothing you've ever had before. Something so deep in gastronomical delight, in charm, in atmosphere. Well, you're just gonna have to wait and see for yourself.
Wow. When? Where?
Pick me up at my house, at my family's house at about 7, okay? Bye.
All right. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Wait. What do I wear?
Your best. Nothing less for this place. Oh, and when you come to pick me up, come around and go inside the kitchen door, okay? See ya.
You're home early.
Yes.
Good. Gives us a nice chance to talk.
Stephanie, if you don't mind, I'm really not in the mood to talk. I have a lot to think about.
You got problems at work?
No. I'm working through something.
Has this got anything to do with Brooke?
No.
Is there anything that I can help you with?
No. But thank you. Stephanie? Is Ridge home yet?
Ridge?
Yes.
What do you want to talk to Ridge about?
It's personal. Is he here?
No, he's gone out to dinner with Brooke. And from what I understand, a very romantic dinner.
Ridge and Brooke are out to dinner again tonight?
Yes.
Where?
I don't have any idea.
Then how do you know that it's romantic?
Because Brooke went out of her way to make sure that I understood that.
What did she say to you?
The usual. They're sorry they're going to miss another family dinner. I hope they get it together and they show up for Christmas.
Well, I think that you're misinterpreting
Misinterpreting what?
the relationship between Ridge and Brooke.
Misinterpreting in what way?
I think that you are giving more significance to the relationship than it deserves. I've always felt that way.
Well, you've always been wrong then. She's got tunnel vision where he's concerned. She's absolutely determined to win him, and she's putting all of her energy there.
Well, that doesn't mean that she's going to succeed.
Well, maybe you ought to spend some time with him, and you'd get to see things in a different light.
Well, maybe Ridge is a little turned on, but who wouldn't be with all that flattery?
No, it's more than flattery on her part, and it's more than just being turned on his.
Do you say that because he told her that one time that he loves her?
I think that's ancient history. All you have to do is watch them together. Coming up the stairs, going down the stairs, missing meals, going out early, coming in late. It's in their eyes. And it's not just in Brooks.
Well, I've heard enough of this.
Wait just a minute. I don't know what kind of delusion you're living under. But I think Brooke and Ridge are falling in love.
Stop it.
Look, I don't want to hurt you, Caroline. I really don't. I don't want to upset you. What is it? What is it?
I can't take this anymore.
can't take what?
The pretending, Stephanie.
I know that you're just as upset and concerned about Ridge as I am, and we're going to get Brooke out of his life and out of this house.
Stephanie, it is so much more than that.
So much more than what?
Than Brooke. It is so much more to me than just getting rid of Brooke.
What are you saying? I don't understand.
I have been in denial over this for a year, and I just can't do it anymore. I have to tell somebody how I feel.
Listen, you're very upset, and I think you ought to go upstairs and rest. And then we'll talk about this some other time when you feel
just
better.
don't want to hear it, do you?
Caroline.
I love him, Stephanie.
Don't even say it.
But I do. I love him. I am in love with Ridge.